Okay, well, I'm assuming that you're here because maybe your AutoScan FM radio kit, the Elenco Fm-88K, is not quite working the way you thought it would. I actually got one of these little radios from a friend whose daughter built it up, and it didn't tune any stations in. And I thought, well, maybe I can fix it. I looked at it for a couple of weeks. Just couldn't crack the thing. It had plenty of noise, plenty of output, but it was not able to tune stations. So this is the kind of radio that when you build it right, and when you put all the parts in correctly, it sort of has to work. So when you have a problem like that, usually it comes down to once you've checked off all the boxes, checked the voltages, made sure all the parts are in the right spot, and you've thoroughly gone through the whole thing to make sure that there's no shorts, no problems like that, and it still doesn't work correctly. That leads to only one of a few problems left. The radio appears to have all kinds of gain, but it's not finding any stations. So there's a lot of theories why this might be happening. One might be it's tuning the wrong band. Perhaps the varactor diode is the wrong value, wrong diode or something like that. But I figured the quickest way to figure out what's wrong with this one is to build a second one. So we have both of the Elencos built now. We have the unit that is giving us some trouble, and I'll turn it on and let you listen to it so you can see this. We hit the reset. It's definitely tuning, and it's putting out a lot of noise, but no stations. And then we have the one that I just built. Reset, set. Okay, it's working. So proving once again that maybe I know how to build a radio better than a pre-teen girl. I guess that's not that's not for certain. We need to do some troubleshooting here and find out how this one differs from this one and see if we can't figure out what the issue is. So we'll do some voltage checks first, and then we'll start to substitute some parts. I've got it in my mind that perhaps this radio is not tuning the right frequency band, which points directly at the varactor diode as possibly being the wrong part. So we made some progress on the receiver. As you remember, the receiver that I built, when we reset it and tune it, it eventually will find a station.
Arab-Israeli War, also known as the Ramadan War, it began with an attack by Syrian.
Okay. So that one tunes itself fine. The symptom of the radio that didn't work is it couldn't find any stations. So I've actually substituted the Varicap diode, a trimmer capacitor, which is a way to vary the capacitance manually, like a tuning control on a radio. Now, you don't get the benefit of automatic frequency control, and you have to tune it very carefully, but I'm now...
It was on day 1683 the first Mennonites arrived in America.
And this proves, once and for all, that there's really nothing wrong with the receiver at all, and it's all about that diode and its ability to tune the correct frequency. So I suspect that the diode is either defective or is the wrong part number diode. We can prove that by doing something called shotgunning. With shotgunning, we'll take the diode out of the good receiver and put it into the bad one. So the only possibility is that the BB909 or BB910 varactor diode, possibly it's a counterfeit part or a part that has a different capacitance range. This is a 6 to 60 picofarad trimmer, and it's about half mesh, it's about 30 puff it's set for right now, so that's within the range of the 909 and 910. So my guess is that if I switch the diode from the working radio to the one that was not working, this one will start to tune. So that's the next thing I'm going to try. I'm going to try shotgunning. So we took that diode out of the other radio, put it in this one.
Gets you into the running to win. We're picking the winners. Siberian.
And magically the radio's working now. So all we had was just a bad diode. Diode's been replaced, and we can return the radio to its rightful builder.